our top 10 quick comic pick. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our quick show where we show you 10 of the biggest and best books that you can get this week. They release this week to your local comic book store, whether that be Infinity Flux or if you shop at infinityflux.net. They are live right now, so you can go ahead and order them. But we're here to talk about a little bit about what they're about.
Yeah.
And this is a big week with some heavy-hitting books.
Yeah.
So let's get it started.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Ultimate Universe 2 Years In. Now, this is a one-shot, just like the 1 Year In book was. And this one is a little bit a high concept, a little bit hard to get your brain around. But basically the gist of it is that the Ultimate Universe version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which we've seen before, they are traveling time and space looking for some of their missing team members that have gone missing because of the Makers meddling in the universe. It just caused all kinds of chaos. But, you know, they're going to find all kinds of weird, different things. This is the first appearance of this universe's version of Daredevil, who in this is a very cosmic level hero, almost reality bending hero. And near the end, they make a shocking discovery about the universe itself. So, you know, I don't know if there's going to be any more with these characters since the universe is about to be over. But, you know, if you were a fan of these characters back when they appeared in the Ultimates, then definitely check this one out.
And a big one this week is DCKO Superman versus Captain Atom. This is our first big of the All Fight month.
Yeah.
We are now in December, which is the All Fight month, and this one delivers in that way. So this picks up almost immediately after the previous issue of DCKO, and you see Superman and Captain Atom go at it like, you know, not holding back. Well, Superman still feels like he needs to talk things out. And Captain Atom's like, no, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And what's also cool is this is a best out of 3 style fight. And when they, you know, one round is over, the participants can choose another form of themselves, whether from the past or the future, to try to help them in the next fight. And you do see that play out. So this is a really fun, pretty much all action issue.
Yeah. Now, the whole thing is just these two guys fighting each other. That's the whole thing.
It does pull up a lot of DC history in this that I had to do a little bit of research to completely figure out, but it is a really fun first start to our Fight Month books with round 1.
Next up is Hulk Smash Everything #1. This is going to be, I think, like a 4 or 5 issue miniseries. This is so much fun, though. This is not connected to anything else going on in Marvel Comics. This is its own separate thing. You don't have to reconcile this with any other books. But basically, the Hulk, because of things that the leader does, the Hulk shows up at the Sanctum Sanctorum wanting to smash Doctor Strange, and that leads into a big fight between the two of them, and also Wong. Meanwhile, we see why the leader did what he did. The Hulk eventually does confront the leader, and, you know, so it's basically brains versus brawn before something happens that launches us into what this series will ultimately be about. But great action, great artwork, the Hulk smash and everything. This was a ton of fun.
Very classic Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, next up, another great one this week from DC. This is DC Batman Knightfight 2, and this is really cool because it's not like each individual issue is, you know, starts and we're on to the new fight for Batman. No, this does continue some of the fight with Dick Grayson Batman from the previous issue, but Batman can tell that this is not the real Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
He points out flaws with this Dick Grayson and knows that this has to be some ploy from the Heart of Apocalypse. But we do eventually get to our second round where Batman is facing off against Jason Todd as Batman. And I don't want to give away too much, but the style of the book shifts.
Yep.
And the levels that Jason Todd has gone to keep everyone safe in this world is pretty crazy. But another great issue, maybe my pick of the week, with Knightfight #2.
Well, I talked about Doctor Strange a second ago. He's got another book. This is Doctor Strange #1. This takes place following the Doctor Strange of Asgard miniseries, where Doctor Strange became the Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard. And in this one, Lady Sif sends him to Alfheim because there was a crate, or not a crate, a coffin that was discovered there that contains this old elf wizard named Verboten. The angels of heaven want to decapitate that body because they have an old contract with Odin, and they need to prove that they killed him the way he instructed them to millennia ago. But the elves there don't want them to do that because Verboten is royalty, or he was royalty. So Doctor Strange is going to try to make these two sides compromise. But then hilarity ensues, and things happen, and maybe the dead don't stay dead. This also guest stars Angela, Thor's sister Angela. She is one of the angels of heaven. So yeah, really cool first issue to Doctor Strange being the Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard.
And next up, another big book this week. It's Batman issue number 4. Now, it's funny because we've read number 5 before we read 4, and this really does help clear up some of the confusion I had with 5, but 5 is a fantastic issue. This one spotlights our new big villain for the series, the Minotaur, and he is a kind of a crime lord to end all crime lords. He is the one who has made organized crime the most organized. He has figured out a way of bringing all the crime in Gotham together to work kind of in unison to be unstoppable. They're no longer getting in each other's way, and that it's all under the Minotaur's watch. This issue, there is Batman in it doing some cool detective work, all of that, but most of this issue is learning who the Minotaur is and what his big goal is for Gotham. So if you want a big first appearance, definitely check out Batman number 4.
He does have 7 fingers. That's not AI.
Yeah.
That's not AI. That's done on purpose.
And there is kind of a reason for that, or at least symbolically a reason for it.
Nice. Well, next up, we've got the first of our last batch of X-Men Age of Revelation books. This is Binary number 3. This is the final battle between Binary and the villain who's kind of been looming in the background for the last couple of issues. It really is just one big fight between those two characters. It has a very surprising ending. This series didn't really end up contributing much to the main story, but it was still pretty good. And there's a chance that we might see something from here pop up in the finale.
And for me, I've got 2 Age of Revelation books. So first off, I've got Amazing X-Men number 3. This one is, kind of your through line of the main Age of Revelation story. As we see our X-Men team with Cyclops and Beast make their way towards Philadelphia, where Revelation's stronghold is. But we do get some more of Psylocke in this, who kind of defected from Doug Ramsey's side and reveals to the X-Men what Revelation's ultimate plan is that we've kind of been wondering all along. But this is a really cool issue, and where this ends leads right into Age of Revelation, Book of Revelation number 3, and the big finale for this story. So you don't want to miss this one if you're following the main story of Age of Revelation. And then we also have Sabretooth, or Laura Kinney Sabretooth, number 3. This just wraps up the story they've been telling with Laura Kinney, and she's not happy with Revelation and how he's been playing mind games with her, as she's been going back and forth trying to save these mutants and get them away with her son and her brother and sister, and then turning around and hunting them again. But this is one final push to save her son, and you'll have to read how it ends up because it's kind of surprising.
Yep. Well, my last one is Fantastic Four number 6. This is part 1 of the Invincible Woman story arc. And this kind of has 2 separate stories in it almost. The solicitation mentioned these aliens trying to lock the Earth's rotation with its orbit around the sun so that one side of the Earth is always facing the sun and the other side is always away from it. So one side is super hot, one side super cold. That actually is only in the first few pages and gets resolved pretty quickly. The other part features a classic, well-known Fantastic Four villain breaking into the Baxter building in the Fantastic Four, having to deal with that. But the aftermath of that, and what Reed starts researching and learning about afterwards, kind of sets up what this main story will be about. And the last couple of pages are really cool.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be a really awesome story arc.
When you get the big reveal in the last page, whatever, it's like, oh.
Like, oh, I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah. And lastly, for me, I have Wiccan, the Witch's Road #1. It's a new miniseries, and what I was surprised about this is it is in current
Yeah.
continuity. This takes place right after some of the events in Imperial, because we saw Wiccan and Hulkling as part of that. Well, this follows their story right after it, as they crash back to Earth from space, and Hulkling is super injured, and it's up to Wiccan to try and help him, but quickly run into a whole host of monsters and witches, and this is going to send him down the witch's road because something's a little off with
Mhm.
Wiccan's powers. So, a fun beginning to a new miniseries featuring Wiccan and Hulkling. And that is it for our top 10 quick comment picks. Thank you so much for watching. Head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can order these books. They're live while supplies last. Stay tuned for a longer video coming up next where we go over these books, their variants, and much more. And make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you like cool comic content. And let us know in the comments which of these books you're most excited to read. And until next time,
See
see
ya.
ya.